You're a cooperative bank, so we understand that the challenges are different from a regular big consumer retail bank, yeah? Let's talk about Twitter, for instance, yeah? So Twitter, so you've got, I counted, but I lost count, more than 30 Twitter accounts, some of them from smaller parts of the bank, yeah? You've got two main accounts. So in my best touch, Rabo Wheel, Renan, so more sport, Rabo Sport and Rabobank. Yeah.
Yes.
And you've been on Twitter for quite a while, yeah. The sport version since June 2008 and Rabobank since July 2007. So quite a while ago, right? And you've got a decent amount of followers. So what's your strategy there? Because you see that every single account is different because regional or, you know, how do you coordinate, and do you have guidelines that you share with your different parts of the organization?
Yeah, we started in 2007. That's correct, with Twitter.com. Rabobank started in 2007. Is not participating, and it's not. It's all beginning to get some real structure in the past year. Past year we also have set up some guidelines, which are more like guidelines, not restricted, but more like giving some guidance to local banks. So this is the way it should work for your bank. It could work for your bank, but then again, they are free to do whatever they like with their Twitter accounts. If you see Twitter.com Rabobank, that's the corporate account. So that's the account which, in case of, let's say, emergency crisis or something is not going well with Rabobank.nl, for instance, then that's the account to follow for instructions. That's also the account which we use for a more commercial marketing way. So gaining some more in the e-commerce, more commerce way.
It makes sense. But see, even that account, there's no description, for instance. So did you do that on purpose, not to put any bio? Or?
Because I think Twitter.com Rabobank, we have do a lot of learning online. So you could follow all our learnings. Because that's the way I think it works. That's, for instance, it's our playing field and everyone can cooperate. A lot of tips and tricks we get from our customers and followers. And I think in January 2011, next January, we could say, okay, now it's more a structure, it's a part of our communication, it's a part of our press office, etc., etc. And then we can say Twitter.com Rabobank is here to stay. But the last year we have done a lot of things. But for instance, just since May 2010, we are following people back. So that's a new way of communication for us. But we also the bank which thinks, all right, let's think a couple of months longer and do it the right way than just start social media and learn the hard way in the sense that you don't want with your brand or even don't want to bother your customers with.
It makes sense, yeah. A question, I think I love cooperative banks and mutual banks, regional banks, because I think social media is totally a good fit. That's your DNA, right? You're a local, you help people, you understand the economic context in a regional or local point of view, so that's great. The challenge is that, like on Twitter, I said 35 or 36 accounts, most of them, there's no background, there's limited activity, there's between 1 and 200 followers. So that's great. I love the idea of having those tiny regional accounts, but that's a challenge as well as a company, I guess.
Yeah, it's a challenge because what we are trying to achieve now is an online cooperation. And the online cooperation is visible on Twitter, but it's just, you say a lot of accounts there, 36. I can say it's just 36. We have 143 banks, so we have a long way to go. If you would like to communicate through Twitter and give it some foundation for our corporate communication, that's one thing. But on the other hand, don't push it and see what we can learn from each other. And for instance, we're not learning from the intranet, but we're learning on the internet, and that's a nice way. And thanks to your blog and other people blogs, we learn for social media and setting it up. But I think it's just now, let's say 2 years to go for to say okay, we know how how to work with it, and this is how it goes.
And as you said, it's very much live and learn anyway. Nobody knows exactly, you know, how to be that successful, so we still learn.
If you start on that base, if you start with with learning online, people also can cope with some things you do not right at the first time, because they say, "All right, it's we learn from each other." Exactly. I think that's a difference, but you have to be a brand that's already likable, or is already giving back, or is learning. Then it fits, but not for marketing, commercial at the start.
They're not sales at all. I agree with you totally. Yeah.